Okay, it looks like we're live. So, hello. And tonight we have, for your viewing pleasure, a 65XE, which is dead. I'll try and figure out why. And without further ado, so you join me with the new ambient light setup here. Still not perfect, but it does seem a bit brighter. I need a white light for this desk lamp. I think would probably help matters, but so the issue with this machine is that we switch it on, as I'll do now, and as you can see in the capture window we get absolutely nothing. So the first thing I'm going to try now that I've got more desk space here, because I've got the monitor on the wall. It's a bit of a tight squeeze this, but I'm going to put syscheck in. Syscheck, as regular viewers will be aware, is a device, a multi-purpose device, which is provides several useful things. It provides, I think, 512 kilobytes of RAM and external operating systems, a choice of 4 I believe, and it provides a base RAM test, which is completely independent of the base RAM of the machine, and so if the operating system ROM and the base RAM of the machine are bad, this device will enable you to test and identify which chip is bad, or which chip or chips are bad, and enable you to diagnose the problem. So it's a pretty awesome piece of kit, and no technician should be without one. So if we turn it on with syscheck attached, what do we get? We get some bars on the screen. I think I've got the jumpers in the correct position here, better just be sure. So regardless of the position of the jumpers, we get random crap on the screen. So we will take the machine apart and see what we find. Pensionné, good evening to you, sir. And there's the cable on the floor straight away. There we go. I haven't had this machine apart yet, so it is a mystery what we will find. Is anybody watching the Atari Age forum at Zuel's incredible efforts with 8-bit sample playback? And he's just released, which I completely missed, because he called it, he's released a converter program which lets you take an MP3 file and convert it to what we're kind of calling PDM format, pulse density modulation format, and it works incredibly well. So if you haven't seen that, I did a video on that a couple of weeks back, 2 videos actually, a hardware test of one of his tunes, one of his players from ROM, and later on when I'd cobbled together some sort of means of playing the things from a side cartridge from the hard disk, a video of that too. So if you haven't checked those out, I recommend you do so. very useful tool. Many times I've used it in order to repair dead Atari. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with 130XE. How do you mean? Do you mean it doesn't test the extended memory on the 130XE? Because I think Jürgen suggested he was going to update the firmware on the device so that it would test extended memory as well. That would be pretty cool if he does that. It would make something indispensable even better. But yeah, Zool's PDM tunes are actually arguably better quality than the audio on my videos, which is probably not that difficult to accomplish, but nevertheless. Pwah. Dusty. Ugh. I think we should brush this down a little bit. Dust all over the desk. I'll just get a brush. That's better. Right. Crikey. So we get no picture and no output, even with interesting Freddy's socketed on this machine. That's interesting. Do I have a spare Freddy? The minute you see a socket on one of these things, you think, right, we will try a different chip. So let's have a look at my stock of chips and see what we have. Oh. Memory conflict. It's not possible to use extended memory from SysCheck with 130XE. Not possible to use extended memory from SysCheck with 130XE. Is that because SysCheck provides its own external memory, extended memory? What is 2 wires on the middle of the PCB? Well, it's some sort of factory timing mode because I think yes, because it's attached to 74 LSO8 and where's that one going to? That is going to, yeah, it's some sort of timing patch. Nearly all of these machines have it. Possibly the later revision boards had them built in. I'm not sure. Right, so 61991. Please let me have a spare Freddy kicking around. Yes. I don't know if it works, but we'll try it. So we'll try that first before we do anything else, in case it's an easy fix. Using my professional dill extraction tool here, of course. There we go. Of course this won't fix it, but we can try. Any change in behavior with syscheck? Let's check again. It's actually arguably worse. Of course that could be a dead Freddy chip. It's a possibility. That is a possibility. So let's... Do I have a known working Freddy? It's in a socket. Let's see now. Probably not. Another look in the little box. Need to try a Freddy from a working machine. Do we have one? Well, my spare Freddies went other people's machines. Let's hope that it isn't a dead Freddy, because I don't think I've got any spares. Do we still get the same? Yeah. So this could well be a video issue, so what we'll try is we'll hook the thing up to SIO to SD, PC rather, and see if we can... let's see now. So we'll hook up SIO to PC and see if we get any signs of a boot. Here we go. Right, let's turn on. Nothing so far. Yes, this does not boot. So it doesn't boot at all, so it's not purely a video issue. Let's have a look, see if there's anything obviously overheating before we start pulling things off the board. So what I'm going to do here, we've got empty RAMs. Oh Jesus. Well, they're all hot. I'm going to spray a bit of alcohol around the board, see if anything evaporates more quickly. I mean, all of these RAMs are hot. Jeez, all, wow. Ooh. All of the RAM is scalding hot on this board. So we've either got a short. Check the power voltage. I think the power is going into the machine because it's putting out some sort of signal. It's crashing when it tries to boot. Hence the rubbish on the screen. And there may be more than one thing wrong with this machine, of course, but I'm going to try this different Freddy just in case the original is shorted out and see if things get as hot. Wow. All the RAM is scalding hot on this board. Ooh, Jesus. Yow, 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 yow. Ow, 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 ow. Ah. So the best thing we can probably do is take all the RAM off. They are all hot, yes. If the level is so low, syscheck can't start. Well, that's a reasonable assumption. Just for you, I'll check the voltage on input. That's my right Freddy in. Something's not measuring right there at all. What am I getting on the CPU? If I can remember which pin is which. No. Odd. Perhaps his RAM's shorted out so badly that let's have a little look on the other side of the board. Even the back side of the board's absolutely scalding hot. Crikey. Try on 138. Okay, I will in a minute. Right, so let's think. Ground on the left, I think. So obviously we should get. What the hell's wrong with this meter? There we go. 5.5 volts. Okay, and on. If I can remember which pins are which. What the hell? 5 millivolts. That's weird. To get some very odd readings on the power switch. Hi Tez, how are you doing? That's what I was thinking. If the RAMs actually shorted the 5-volt power rail straight to ground, maybe that could explain the strange readings on the switch. I think this RAM's going to have to come off, and then we'll see if, because across these we get 5 volts. Wow, yeah, this is really bad. Never seen anything quite like this before. Hello Oliver, how are you? Cool to see you live. Well, I don't know if I'd use the word live, but it's a sort of live. Oh, let's take the RAM off the board. I should probably check that I've got sockets for this, because it's going to be a short, miserable stream if I run out of sockets. Let's have a look. Well, oh crap. Yeah, about that with the sockets. Yes. I have a socket crisis. Ah, no. No, we're good for sockets. Found some machine sockets. I think Tez is probably spot on with this. So we've got sockets, so let's get this RAM off the board. Ah, joy. And then we've got to find some RAM. I'll probably have to borrow some RAM from a known working machine for the moment. Okay, so let's get the hot air on. Wow, it's still, I mean, it's off and it's absolutely... Of course, we might get lucky if I try it after we've taken a couple of RAMs off. Maybe we'll get lucky and... Oh, we'll see. I'll turn this off so you can see what's what. Alright then. Which one will we start with? We'll start at the bottom, why not? I daren't ask how the audio is. Let's get my extractor fan. Get some of that going. There we go. All the good stuff happening here. Oh, I'll put the hot air, not the iron. Oh, I will need the iron, but never mind. Right. You have to install a huge cooling fan. Yeah. These won't need much. These won't need much heat to come off. Let's probably do this the other way around. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, these are so hot they're just about ready to fall off. Let's see if we got lucky and cleared the short with one of these two chips. Ugh. We won't get a picture, of course, but I want to see if we get heat. Oh, Jesus. Nope. Ow. Still hot. Nice practice, yeah, but I've still got to get the damn solder out the holes, and this hot air is not powerful enough to blow it out. This is on the ZX Spectrum. When the 4116 RAM fails, it often causes overvoltages in the circuit and takes out components. I mean, the thing is that I'm assuming that that is the RAM that's bad, but it might not be the RAM. But I guess we'll find out. What kind of tool? Oliver says, what kind of tool are you using? It's a Chinese 2-in-1 soldering thing. It's fine for this kind of work, but absolutely useless for a 10-layer board. I tried to fix a netbook with this thing. Just needed to take a MOSFET off the board, and it was painful. It took about 20 minutes to get this tiny MOSFET off the board, so upgrade needed, I think. It's so noisy. Flux is Amtech NC559 ASM UV. Here we go. If you want to see if it will focus, there we go. There you go, Amtech. Excellent stuff, highly recommended. And back to work. But it's empty RAM, it's going to die eventually, so what the hell, we'll take it off. So after this, the no stocks of 64 kilobit DRAMs I had before is going to be even less than none. Yeah. Okay, we'll give that a while to cool off. Put these to one side. Why are these sticking together? Oh, these need cleaned. Piece of shit. How the hell is this supposed to open? There we go. Nowadays I tend to remove the majority of the solder with a desoldering gun first and then move on to the hot air. Yeah, my desoldering gun's dead. That's why. That's why I'm not doing it this way at the moment. Ugh, what the hell is this on here? Otherwise I would do the same thing. I'd really like to build a RAM tester for 4116 and 4164. A guy successfully built one using an Arduino Mega a couple of years back. Interesting. What? I had something on these. Is it? What was I doing with these that's made them sticky? Oh well. This is just the flux. Maybe it's just the flux. So. Let's see if we get anything sensible from there. Now I've broken a cap, but that's no problem. We've got plenty of those spare. Do we get anything sensible? Which pin? That's ground. That's right. Okay. I think. Ugh. Please run syscheck before assembling sockets. I'm interested that it was only a RAM issue. Yeah, I guess we could do that. But I'm still puzzled as to why we don't get sensible voltages on the switch. So let's try, just remind myself what exactly is supposed to short out with these switches, because I've forgotten which pins which. So right, so that's on, that's off. Okay, so the rear two pins should be 5 volts. And we do get 5 volts. Yeah, that was me just being dumb and measuring the voltage wrongly. Okay, so let's see if it works. So we do get 5 volts on the switch. Nothing. Still dead. One and last pin on memory, it's power. Yeah. Yeah, I was measuring that switch in a completely stupid way. So we got rid of our bad RAM. Let's have another look at this Freddy chip. So unless both Freddys are bad, then it ain't that. So I would be inclined to take off the MMU. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait a minute. I'm just going to check that this socket's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Right, so we might as well take off the MMU while we're about it. Let's get that off. Some flux on the board first. Well, put the iron on, get rid of all this solder, and then we'll put some nice sockets in and see where we go from there. Which is going to be very boring. Right, get the old-fashioned solder removal tool. There. Full of flux. Yeah. I think we'll knock that off for a minute. A little bit of a tidy up. What was I going to do? Oh yes. I've got twice as much desk space now and it's still a mess. Turn the iron on, that might help. Might as well get the sockets ready. This is going to be really boring. Right, so we're going to add some leaded solder here before we start. I'll put that back on. All the pins on all the memory. Okay, we're fully populated with 60/40 solder, so then we go into this miserable procedure. But the good thing is sometimes you can do 2 holes at once. And sometimes not. Anything I can't get, I'll go back with wick. Yeah, this is why I prefer SMD stuff. I really do. Yeah, there can be nothing entertaining about this, it's just boring. Nice, but painful. Oh, there's the first one done. Another 7 to go, so I won't subject you all to that one. I'll stop the stream and then I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it maybe tomorrow night when we've got some sockets in, because it's just it's not going to be very exciting for you to watch me remove solder from how many 16 times, well, whatever 16 times 7 holes is. Yeah, so I'll do this, get the sockets in, and then we'll resume from where I left off. It's getting a little bit late now anyway, and it's taking a lot longer than I thought. Only 7 remaining. Yeah, I'd get them done a lot quicker when I'm sort of just not aware of anything else, you know. So yeah, we'll do that. So thanks for tuning in, and sorry it wasn't a quick fix, but yeah, we'll get there. It was interesting. I can't believe how I was measuring the voltage on that switch. I completely lost track of reality there for a moment. Never mind. So yeah, thanks for watching, and tune in for the next installment when hopefully we will find out what was wrong and get the machine fixed. What was wrong? What was wrong? Alright then, so see you next time, and thanks for watching.